Good morning, everyone. As you can probably tell, I'm not here today. I'm not feeling well. I do believe Mrs. Robinson is going to be my substitute, so I expect you to treat her with all the respect and more than you give to me. We're going to go to page 641 in our books, and we're going to explore volume of prisms. Oops, I'm on the wrong page, not triangular. Let me go back a couple pages. Here we go. Page 640, excuse me. Open to 640. Start with rectangular prisms. Now, we had been doing surface area. That's about covering it, wrapping it. Well, volume is about filling it up. It's three-dimensional. Most of you are familiar with the volume of a rectangular prism, but I want to talk to you about these two formulas that you see here down at the bottom. Okay, I want to draw your attention to, in particularly, this one here. Volume equals capital B times H. If you remember, when we were doing surface area, we said there's three sets of rectangles that make up a prism. And we also taught you that all prisms, the name of the shape that gives it its name, that shape is the base. Well, capital B down here does not stand for base. All right, read the definition. The volume of a rectangular prism is the product of the length, the width, and the height. It is also the area of the base, B, times the height, H. The area of the base. So just like we started before, start with the bottom, get the area of the bottom, length times width, and then multiply it times the height. That's where it's different. We're going to figure out how much we can fill this box with. Now, if you look further down the page, it says the volume of a three-dimensional figure is the measure of space it occupies. It is measured in cubic units, like cubic centimeters or cubic inches. All right? It takes 2 layers of 36 cubes to fill the box, so the volume of the box is 72 cubic centimeters. Well, if you look, count these cubes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if you look at those two, they're each, it's 6 units wide, it's 6 units long. Well, how tall is it? Well, 1, 2. So the area of the base, 6 times 6, would be 36 flat squares. But then they're 2 units deep, so we multiply that by 2, and we end up, as you can see, with 72 cubic units. All right? That's volume. It's cubic units. It's three-dimensional. Every unit, it's a man-made unit. It has a width and a length and a height. Okay, we could fill it up with single unit cubes. That's how that works. Now, that being said, if you go further down the page, it says find the volume of the rectangular prism. Well, it says volume equals length times width times height. Well, that's great to remember for rectangular prisms, but if it's not rectangular, that doesn't help you. So start like we did. Do the base, just like we were doing surface area. Okay, start with this down here. That's what I'm telling you to do. What's the area of that rectangle? Well, that's simple. That's 5 times 4 right there. 5 times 4 is 20. Now, imagine we just made a layer of those grid sheets 3 centimeters tall. So that's the last thing we do is we multiply by that, and 20 times 3 is 60 cubic centimeters, or 60 centimeters cubed. It says think of the volume of the prism as consisting of 3 congruent slices. Each slice here, this is a model of this over here. Okay, each slice contains the base area, 20 square centimeters, and a height of 1 centimeter. So like a layer cake, 3 layers, because each layer is 1 centimeter. Seems to make sense. Now let's look at the one at the bottom. I think we can figure this out. Find the volume of the rectangular prism shown. So, basically, easiest way, area of the base, right? That's what we're going to deal with. Area of the base first. All right? So we're going to go over here, and we're going to say volume equals the area of the base times the height. That's going to be 9.5 times 5. That's the area of the base right there. Okay, and 9.5 times 5, that's going to be 47 0.5, and now we have to multiply that by the height of which is 3, so multiply that by 3, and we end up with 15, okay, 1, 22, 12, 22, 142.5, whoops, not that, cubic meters. I didn't take a look at that. So I think you've done volume of rectangular prisms most of your life, so it shouldn't be too rough. Let's go to page 641 and take a look at triangular prisms. Now it will make more sense. The volume V of a triangular prism is the area of the base B times the height H. Volume equals the area of the base times H. B is the area of the base. What shape gives this prism its name? Well, that would be this triangle. Or actually, I should say, these triangles. Those are the bases of this prism. And the height is the distance between the bases. Just like when we did cylinders for surface area. Okay? So when you look, you have to remember the area of the base, if it's a triangle's area is the base, whoops, let's try that again. The length of the base of the triangle times the height divided by 2. That's how you find the area of the triangle. Then you multiply that by the height of the prism. That's why we don't use this formula too much, because you got B's and H's all over the place and it's confusing. So let's take a look a little further down page 641, shall we? Okay, take a look at this, and you can see where the bases are. They're triangles. And this is a right triangle, which makes it real easy. The area of this triangle, it's like we had a whole bunch of triangles stacked from front to back, okay? This is the height of the prism. It's the distance between the triangles. So you've got 6 times 8, take half. That's what they put right here. 6 times 8, that's 48. Take half, that's... Oops, I got to change back to my pen. Okay. That's 24. And then you got to multiply that by the height of the prism, which is right here, which is 9. Yeah, don't make fun of my handwriting. I'm writing with a mouse, and I don't feel good, so I get to deal with that, which will equal 9 times 4 is 36, carry to 3, 18 and 3 is 21. So final answer, the volume of this prism is 216 cubic feet. And as we change pages, volume is important, because like when you buy refrigerators, they sell them by volume. They tell you how many cubic inches of storage space they have, or how many cubic feet. Usually it's cubic inches. It sounds better because the number's higher. Alright, so look. Find the volume of the triangular prism. Well, we know we do that like this. Okay? Volume equals the area of the base times the height. Okay, that being said, then the volume is going to equal 5 times 4, and we're going to divide that by 2, or we're going to take half of that. Okay? So another way to do that would be, well, we'll just do it this way. Okay? 5 times 4 divided by 2. Well, 5 times 4 is 20. Half of 20 is 10. Times the height, and the height is the distance between the triangles. Okay, distance between triangles, which is 7. So 7 times 10 equals 70 cubic inches. It's really that simple. And if you forget how to find the area of your bases, look in the back of your math book on the next to last page, the very back. All the formulas are there on your reference sheet. Okay, that leaves us one more. Which lunchbox holds more food? Now you'll notice they're both rectangular prisms, aren't they? And this is over on page 642. So pardon me, if you looked on page 642, you'll see this. All right, you look, well, lunchbox A, we're just going to do the base here. Okay, we're going to, the rectangle, and multiply the width times the length. 7.5 times 3.75 times the height, which is 10 inches. And we see it holds 281.25 cubic inches. Now here, this one's the same width, 3.75 times 8, which is a little bit longer than box A, times 9.5, which is a little bit shorter than box A, and we get 285. And as it turns out, lunchbox B would hold more food. Okay, there you have it. So now that you get how to find the volume of prisms, rectangular and triangular prisms, let's go to page 643. Here's your assignment for today. From page 643 to 646, numbers 1 through 20. Quit whining. It doesn't matter. This is what you have to do. You have plenty of class time to do it. This video is about 12 minutes long. That leaves you with roughly 35 minutes to get this assignment done. You know where the calculators are, and stuff's in your book. So we're working today. Very simple. Okay? So you look at problem 1, rectangular prism. Take care of the rectangle on the bottom, do the area of the base. Okay? Down here, this is 8 times 4. Okay, so I'm going to do 8 times 4, and then I'm going to multiply that by the height of which is 6. And end up with 48 times 4, which is 192 cubic meters. There you have it. When you do triangular ones, find the triangle first, get the area of the triangle first. This one would be 9 times 8, take half, then multiply it by 11, and you're all set. So the rest of the time is yours, and of course if you have questions, Mr. Robinson could definitely rewind or rerun this video. Have a great day. We'll see you, maybe I'll see you Tuesday. Bye.